Welcome back to the channel, guys. In the last video, we kind of dove into the Hawkeye a little bit more, seeing exactly the extent of the damage on this car. Now, this car is a Canada car, which comes with a lot of rust. We have the whole front end kind of torn apart and all laid against the shop wall, trying to see all the parts that have been affected by rust or corrosion. And then yesterday, we kind of dove in on the rear of the car because now that I'm working on this car, this is stuff I've never seen on this car before. So yesterday we took a look at the rear and everything seems to be decently okay. So I think the game plan today is still to drop the rear subframe out of this car because it is corroded. And if I'm going through the lengths of replacing the front end, I may as well clean up the rear as well. Now, truthfully, I still don't know like the full plan with this car. Yesterday, I was really trying to find someone locally to us in Spokane, Washington, that I can rent a dry ice blasting machine, because if I was able to get my hands on one of those, this project would be a million times easier. I wouldn't have to remove the amount of stuff I'm removing because I can just get the dry ice blaster in all of those tight areas. But I've not been able to find one, which is unfortunate. I'm still very much trying to find one because from what I'm told, that is the best machine to use to combat all of the surface rust. But we have been unsuccessful in finding one so far. So I think the game plan is to still drop the rear subframe. There's a lot of stuff I'm changing on here as well. So this has to come out. The rear subframe is a lot more intricate than the front. You have your diff to worry about. You have your e-brake line, which I've never removed before. It's a lot more stuff to get the rear subframe removed as opposed to the front. I've never removed the e-brake line before. I was trying to remove it from the hub, was pretty unsuccessful in yesterday's video. After doing a little bit of research, I've been told it is easier to take apart the center console and remove the brake line from the e-brake itself and pull the whole line out with it. So I think that is what we are going to do today. I am so excited to get this car restored and have another daily I can drive on the street. Now, in a couple of videos ago, I told you guys that the reason I want to get this car back on the road is I have a buyer lined up. Now, I do still, and truthfully, I don't know if I'm going to want to sell this car after I restore it. Because like I've told you guys, I'm going to miss the giveaway STi so much once that goes to its new winner owner. And I would love to build myself a perfect street car. And I think that this Hawkeye could be that car. But now that we got all of the parts out of this car, let's go ahead and start ripping apart that center console. Well, we got the covers of the center console removed. So far, I do not see those lines anywhere. So I'm either one, looking in the wrong spot, or I need to dive into this a little deeper and remove all of this. Removing the e-brake cable is pretty damn stupid. I'm pretty balls deep in getting the e-brake cables out. I realized the back seat has to come out. The lighting's horrible. The carpet has to come out, just so you can access the bolts here to release the cables. And success, we were able to get the e-brake lines disconnected. It'll be hard for you guys to see, but they are now feeding through the hole. So now all I need to do is go underneath the car. I believe the brackets holding the lines to the frame is a 12 mil. Get all of those disconnected and I will have free brake lines. And there we have it. We have our brake lines completely free from inside of the car. So now we can go ahead and assemble everything else we need to be able to pull all of this good stuff out of here. And there we go. We got the driver rear hub and suspension all taken out of the car. That took way longer than I care to admit. Granted, everything is super rusty, so naturally it's gonna take a lot longer. Now we have to do this side. It is crazy. I've never worked on a GD before. Never knew that to get the coilovers out, you have to remove the back seat. So I'm already learning a ton with this car. So that's kind of cool, but it's very hot and it's taking very long. And there we go, guys. We have both hubs removed. Now this car is completely hubless. I think today I want to drop the whole rear subframe. It's just the subframe and diff now, and remove the driveline. The driveline is very crusty. Either needs to get like recoated or just probably replaced, and I'd like to get the diff and subframe out to see what I need to replace there as well. So let's go ahead and get the drive shaft out of this car. This is also something I've never taken out before, but it's pretty simple. It's gonna be hard to see. You have 4 bolts that attach to your diff, and then it slides out from your output shaft, and then you have a few bolts that hold the drive line up. So let's go ahead and get that out of the car. We need it out first anyway, so we can drop the rear diff. Hopefully this goes smoothly. I see the bolts are very crusty and rusted, so I'm hoping that we can get it out in one piece without having to drill or cut anything like that. But let's find out. And there we go. We got the drive shaft out of the car. A little bit crusty. We can try to clean this up in a different video to see what it's like, or probably it's just worthwhile to replace the drive shaft. But here we go. I've done so many things in today's video that I've never done before. Taking out a drive shaft is very, very easy. It's literally 4 bolts that connect to your diff. You have 2 bolts that connect to your chassis to hold it, and then it slides right out of your output shaft. Very, very, very easy thing to do. Well guys, there we go. Getting that rear subframe out of this car was horrible. As you guys know, this car is pretty rusty. 2 of the bolts ended up snapping for the subframe, so getting it out was impossible. The whole subframe just dropped out of the car. I had to hammer it like crazy. It finally came out. Here we go. Here is the rear subframe. Pretty damn crusty. The diff is pretty damn crusty as well. Those should clean up pretty nice. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. At the beginning of the video, I said I wanted to find a dry ice blasting machine and just go through absolutely everything. But I don't know if I can find that, and I think the next best option would be to sandblast and like probably just repowder coat everything. But I also don't have an oven here or a big sandblasting cabinet to be able to do that. So I need to figure that out. Maybe I have to just pay someone to do this for me, even though I'd very much like to do it myself. But yeah, this car is in a pretty sad state right now. Tonight I need to do some research. I have a buddy, Justin Dremco, who is like, he sells everything you can imagine Subaru wise. So I'm gonna reach out to him, see what parts he has, what parts he doesn't. And hopefully in the next video, we can kind of start putting stuff back on this car. But with your friendly reminder, there is 2 weeks left on my 07 STi giveaway. My other one, obviously not this one. We're in the last 2 weeks. As you guys are watching this video, it's less than 2 weeks. Don't miss out. Every $1 you guys spend on RemmySTi.shop will get you 1 automatic entry. I will be announcing the winner September 14th, flying you out here to take delivery. You can see all the projects that is going on at my shop. Yeah, don't miss out. It is a gorgeous 07 STi, no rust, thankfully. Don't miss out. Check out the website. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.